My dear child, I invite you now to rest in the warmth of my presence. I see the tears you have shed in silence, the long nights when anxiety stirred in your heart, and the moments when you questioned your own worth. I have counted every heartbeat, every breath, and I know how hard it has been to hold on to hope when the world seems to give you so many reasons to fear. But take courage, precious soul, for my love for you is deeper than the oceans, higher than the mountains, and broader than the vastness of the heavens. Before you spoke your first word, I held you in my thoughts with tenderness. You have never been a stranger to me. You have always been my cherished creation, destined for abundant blessings and a renewed sense of peace. I am aware that, at times, you wonder if I truly listen to your prayers. You question whether I see your daily struggles, the tension in your family, the unspoken pain that lingers behind your gentle smile. Let me reassure you, I watch over you with unwavering attention. Every thought, every sigh, every longing in your spirit, I perceive it all. Yes, there are times when the weight of responsibilities has made you feel small or helpless, as though you have run out of strength to face another day. Yet here I stand, knocking at the door of your heart, ready to carry your burdens if you will simply allow me to do so. It is in your moments of weakness that my divine power shines brightest, reminding you that you were never meant to journey alone. I want you to know that I am accelerating wonderful changes around you. Some of these changes may at first feel unsettling or unexpected, but they are meant for your ultimate good. Think of them as seeds that must break the darkness of the soil before they blossom into beautiful flowers. Some transformations begin quietly, deep within the heart, where old fears die away to give birth to renewed faith. Others manifest in the circumstances of your life, opportunities appearing just when you need them, or a new path forming before your feet. All of this is my doing, weaving everything together for a greater purpose, to bring you healing, hope, and a future that thrives under my guidance. My beloved child, I see your internal struggles, your questions about self-worth, your worries about providing for those who depend on you, and the restless nights where doubt invades your mind. I am here to tell you that you are not defined by the mistakes of your past or by the criticisms of others. My love is the anchor that sustains you when the winds of uncertainty roar. If you open the doors of your home, both the physical space and the deeper home in your heart, my spirit will dwell with you. In that sacred fellowship you will discover courage where you once felt fear, vision where you once saw only closed doors, and a comforting reassurance that I have never left your side. Sometimes you may feel you must bear life's burdens with your own strength, believing that triumph depends solely on your hard work. Yet I call you to a different path, one in which you share every hope, every sorrow, and every plan with me. Yes, I desire that you pray, that you pour your heart into words, even if those words feel small and fragile. For through earnest prayer, your thoughts become clear, your spirit is renewed, and you align your heart with mine. Faith is not about ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. Rather, faith means trusting me so deeply that you believe I can make a path even in the most desolate wilderness. It means you are willing to let go of control and surrender those worries that have weighed you down for so long. If triumph is what you seek, there is indeed a price. The price of perseverance, the cost of fervent prayer, and the beauty of trusting me even when you do not see immediate results. Hard work and personal sacrifice are steps on this journey, but they need not be burdensome when you walk hand in hand with me. I long to give you victories that not only bless your personal life, but overflow into your relationships, nurturing your family and community. I will not give you anything that leads to sorrow, nor will I ever ask you to sacrifice the love and well-being of the ones closest to your heart. Instead, I invite you to bring the light of my presence into your home, so that, after each day's labor, you return to a sanctuary of peace. Be mindful of the illusions the world might offer. Wealth, status, and superficial acceptance can fade as quickly as morning dew under the sunlight. You brought nothing into this life, and when you leave, your hands will hold none of the material objects you once held dear. Yet your heart, shaped by every moment of sincere faith, compassion, and devotion, will be radiant before me. What endures is the love you sow, the help you offer to those in need, and the faith that guides your steps. I treasure the tenderness in your soul, your longing to see your loved ones safe, and your willingness to be my light wherever you go. In time, you will sense my voice saying, "Come to me, beloved child, for you have been faithful in the little things." To the world that might not seem glorious, but to me it is everything. One day, you will receive a crown I have prepared for you, a symbol of eternal triumph and reward. Remember always that I hold the power to change seasons, to mend broken hearts, and to renew your life. If you allow me into your home, into the core of your being, I will fill you with my peace. Healing will flow into your relationships, and you will witness my power in ways that once seemed impossible. This time of restoration, health, and abundant blessing is not a distant dream. It is my promise to you. My beloved child, your faith delights my heart. I see how you come before me daily, even in moments of exhaustion. You bring me not only your praises, but also your tears, your doubts, and your confessions. You yearn to grow spiritually, to draw near and discover the depth of my presence. As your faith blossoms, it will become a testament that draws others closer. Through your example, your family and friends will witness the fruits of your spiritual maturity. Remember, blessings bring responsibility. As I elevate you, remain humble, for I have chosen you not to boast of your own strength, but to demonstrate what I can accomplish in a heart surrendered to me. Keep your eyes open, for I am placing opportunities along your path, doors that will lead to growth, advancement, and deeper joy. Many people refuse my gifts because they feel unworthy, or they doubt I can truly use them. Let that not be your story. Accept the blessings I send with gratitude and boldness, knowing that I equip you for every good work. You will meet those who are still trapped in grief, believing no one truly loves or understands them. Their unbelief blinds them to my endless mercy. But as you stand firm in faith, you can share my love so that their eyes may be opened. As you continue growing, you will stretch out your arms like a strong tree, able to support the abundance I shower upon you. Expect miracles not only for your own life, but also for those you love. I give you my infinite love, pure, healing, and real. Breathe in the sweet aroma of my spirit, and feel how it calms every storm inside you. My peace is the antidote to all your anxieties and fears. When the world's noise grows loud, step closer to me, and let my voice remind you that you are never alone. Your heart, mind, and soul can find rest and safety beneath my everlasting arms. I do not want you to strive for acceptance from people who only hurt or belittle you. Human love can be fragile, filled with conditions, and easily broken. But my covenant of love with you is unshakable, sealed by my own sacrifice and resurrection. I have engraved your name on my heart, and I refuse to let you slip away. Even when you feel you have failed or disappointed me, I invite you back into my embrace without hesitation. My intentions for you are always good. I want you to experience a life of balance, steadfastness in faith, warmth in family relationships, and peace in your spirit. Do not think you must match the world's hurried pace to secure success. True peace does not come from frantic busyness or possessions. It flows from abiding in my presence. Yes, in this life, you will face trials. There may be seasons of uncertainty and moments of pain, but through them all, I remain your refuge. Allow me to heal the wounds inflicted by betrayal, to cover you in a mantle of comfort that dissolves loneliness. Let me infuse your soul with the courage to move forward. If you weep, weep in my arms. If you rejoice, dance with me in the freedom I grant. I have known the moments when you felt weak and questioned your ability to carry on. But recognize that in acknowledging your limitations, you open the door for my strength to empower you. Together, we are invincible. My grace can turn your brokenness into wholeness, your sorrow into celebration, your shame into a testimony of redemption. Keep your gaze focused on my promises, for they are unwavering. Look beyond your present troubles and see the mountaintop I am guiding you toward. Up there, the air is clearer and you will have a fresh perspective on all I am doing behind the scenes of your life. You might ask, what must I do, Lord, to make these promises come true in my life? My answer is simple yet profound. Trust me. Surrender your anxieties to me, and let your faith take root in my word. When doubts resurface, remind yourself of all the times I have intervened in your past. Remember how I provided at just the right moment, how I mended what was broken. Reflect on those blessings, and allow gratitude to dispel the shadows of fear. As you stand on the foundation of my truth, your heart will find the courage to hope again. I have seen how you yearn to be a beacon for your family, leading them toward peace and unity. My child, let your example speak louder than any words you could utter. Show patience instead of anger, acceptance instead of judgment, and faith instead of worry. Extend a helping hand to those in need, and speak words that uplift rather than tear down. Through these acts of compassion, you will reveal a glimpse of my heart to the world. Even when people misunderstand or criticize you for your faith, persist in love. Your perseverance, rooted in my spirit, will bear fruit that testifies to the reality of my power. Yes, I am the creator of the universe, the one who commands the winds and calms the storms. That same sovereign authority stands guard over your life. When the tempests of trials howl, I whisper, "Peace, be still," and the raging waves must obey. Do not fear the voices that try to convince you that I have abandoned you. Nothing could be further from the truth. In your most vulnerable moments, I hold you closest. Let my voice drown out every lie that claims you are unworthy, that you have gone too far, that your hopes are in vain. My grace is able to overcome every barrier if only you will yield to me. Now, my beloved child, I call you to an action that aligns with the yearning of your heart. Pray. Pray with sincerity. Pray with expectancy. Thank me for all that you have, both great and small. Lift up your loved ones in intercession, trusting that my hand can reach places you never could. Ask me for what you need, knowing I already see the desires hidden in your soul. Choose to fill your mind with my promises, to meditate on my word. In that sacred space of communion, you will find the strength and clarity you seek. I also caution you, remain vigilant. This world is filled with temptations, distractions designed to pull you away from my sheltering arms. Gossip, resentment, harsh words, or toxic influences can erode your peace. Do not allow negativity to take root in your heart. Keep it pure and open to my whispers of truth. Let forgiveness be your banner, for as you forgive others, you break the chains that bind you to the past. Replace complaints with gratitude, for gratitude unlocks a river of blessing. Even in sorrow, gratitude can shine as a powerful declaration that you believe my goodness prevails over every trial. Remember, child, you were never alone, not for a single moment. I have collected your tears and heard your silent pleas. I delight in your moments of triumph, the laughter you share with loved ones, and the quiet acts of kindness that go unnoticed by the world, but are seen by me. Allow me to continue writing my divine story in your life. My script is one of redemption, purpose, and love without condition. When you feel too weary to stand, let my spirit uphold you. Your weaknesses do not repel me. They draw me closer. In your home, I long to see harmony flourish, a refuge of peace where family members support and encourage one another. Let my teachings guide your conversations, shaping an atmosphere of acceptance. If conflict arises, do not let bitterness take root, but humbly seek reconciliation. Offer gentleness when harshness might be the easier path. Extend compassion even when you feel you have been wronged. In doing so, you invite my spirit to reign. Watch as walls of misunderstanding crumble, replaced by bridges of love and reconciliation. This is my desire for you, a home that welcomes my presence and radiates my joy. My beloved child, I know well the wounds that you carry. Some were inflicted by those closest to you, others by your own mistakes. Yet in my hands, every scar can become a mark of grace, a testimony that you have overcome. Surrender each painful memory, each regret, into my keeping. Let me breathe new life into the dusty corners of your mind, healing old hurts and refining you through the fires of adversity. Trust that these struggles are not without purpose. They can mold you into a person of deeper compassion, greater resilience, and profound empathy for those who suffer. Let me speak to your heart once more. I love you. I will never cease proclaiming this truth. I have carved out a destiny just for you, a path lined with miracles, revelations, and surprising joys. My love is patient, not demanding perfection, but inviting your sincere devotion. Accept this love fully, let it transform your outlook on life, and let it shape the way you treat yourself and others. My arms are wide open, urging you to let go of shame, self-doubt, and the fear that things may never change. Indeed, a new day is dawning. Step forward in faith. And as you receive this message, let it be sealed in your heart with hope. I am already working behind the scenes, arranging divine appointments, orchestrating breakthroughs, preparing your heart for a blessing you have scarcely dared to imagine. Stand firm in confidence, for when I promise you something, I see it through. Even in periods of waiting, trust that I'm active in ways unseen. When life's storms threaten to shake you, remember my faithfulness. When exhaustion sets in, lean on my everlasting arms. Each day, allow gratitude to flow from your lips, a sweet fragrance of worship that delights my heart. My beloved child, I invite you once again to rest in the comfort of my presence, for I see your heart longing for a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. I know there are moments when you question the direction of your life, when you wonder whether each step you take leads you closer to fulfillment, or merely sends you wandering in circles. I see the secret dreams you carry within, the visions of a future where joy and peace overshadow your present anxieties. I also see the fears that whisper, you might never reach those dreams. Let me assure you, I, the one who created the heavens and the earth, have placed within you a spark of divine purpose. You are not here by accident. Before you drew your first breath, I wrote out a destiny for you that is beautiful and filled with promise. Perhaps you have felt disheartened by the weight of your struggles. You've tried diligently to solve your problems with your own knowledge, but the answers still seem elusive. You've endeavored to fix strained relationships, to make peace in your home, or to quiet the turmoil within your soul, yet the burden often grows heavier. Let me remind you, the mountains that loom large before you are small in comparison to my limitless power. When your own strength seems insufficient, turn to me, for in your weakness, my grace abounds. I parted the seas for my people in the past, and I am more than able to part the seas of hardship in your life today. I want you to sense my empathy toward every tear you've shed, every silent cry for help you've voiced in the darkness. I see it all. I understand that sometimes you feel misunderstood by those around you, as though your closest companions cannot fully grasp your inner turmoil. But, my child, I do understand you perfectly. I can see beyond your words, straight into the depths of your heart, to the unspoken fears and insecurities you hold inside. Nothing escapes my eyes. There's no sorrow too hidden for me to notice, no plea too faint for me to hear. If you would surrender those burdens to me, you would discover that I am able to carry them more effortlessly than you could ever imagine. Your heart often wrestles with thoughts of inadequacy. You compare yourself to those around you, measuring your life against their accomplishments or their outward displays of happiness. I want you to step away from that comparison, for I have crafted you in a unique way. You are not designed to replicate the life of another soul. You are an irreplaceable part of my creation, gifted with talents, passions, and a calling that only you can fulfill. There is no other person on this earth who can reflect my love and grace in the same way you do. Embrace your uniqueness and invite me to guide you on your custom path. I hear your questions, child. You ask, what if I fail? What if I'm not strong enough to overcome these obstacles? What if my past disqualifies me from your blessings? Understand this. Your failings do not surprise me, nor do they change my heart toward you. I have seen every step of your journey, every success and every stumble, and I have continued to love you with an everlasting love. My forgiveness is abundant. My grace is sufficient to cover all your transgressions. Place your focus not on your limitations, but on my infinite mercy. I am the God who redeems. I do not look at you through the lens of condemnation, but through eyes of compassion and hope. Yes, you have faced disappointments that bruised your heart. There were times you prayed fervently and felt the heavens were silent. You questioned whether your prayers simply evaporated into empty space. But remember, my child, my timings are perfect, though they may differ from your expectations. I am aware of the bigger picture, orchestrating events for a greater good you cannot yet see. Even when your prayers seem unanswered, I am working behind the scenes, preparing circumstances for your benefit and growth. I see the tapestry you cannot yet envision, and I weave every thread of your life into a masterpiece of redemption. In moments of despair, turn your eyes toward gratitude. Do you recall the small miracles you have already experienced? The day you found unexpected help at just the right moment, or that conversation with a friend that gave you hope to carry on. These are not coincidences. They are my gentle reminders that I am present, even in the ordinary rhythms of your life. Learn to cultivate a heart of thankfulness. When worry threatens to engulf you, pause and recount your blessings, both small and great. Gratitude awakens your soul to the reality that I am constantly providing, that my love is unwavering, and that your life is guided by divine purpose. I also wish to speak about the conflicts in your relationships. My beloved child, I see how you long for unity and peace, especially among those dearest to you. It grieves you deeply when harsh words are exchanged and misunderstandings tear people apart. Let me teach you a secret: the power of gentle words, spoken in truth and love. When you feel tempted to retaliate or raise your voice, remember the example I set for you. I endured betrayal, slander, and even death on a cross, responding not with fury, but with forgiveness. Offer patience and compassion to those who hurt you, though it may feel undeserved. By doing so, you invite my spirit to work in their hearts as well as yours. Keep your soul vigilant against seeds of resentment. Bitterness can settle in your heart like a stubborn root, draining your energy and clouding your judgment. Remember that I, your Lord, am the one who searches hearts and minds. I see the pain behind someone's harsh words, the sorrow hidden behind their cold demeanor. If you can step back and allow my grace to flow through you, healing and reconciliation become possible. When conflicts arise, pray for wisdom. Ask me to give you eyes to see beyond the immediate hurt. Offer forgiveness and place the unresolved matters into my hands. Do so consistently, and you will witness the softening of hearts, even hearts that seem impenetrable. My child, I want you to trust me fully. True trust involves releasing the illusions of control that you cling to so tightly. Often you pray for my intervention, yet you hesitate to relinquish the reins of your life. You make plans without consulting me, believing your perspective is enough. I do not condemn you for this. I understand your desire for security. But I want you to recognize that real security lies in my will. I know what you need and when you need it. If a door remains closed, do not despair, for I may be redirecting you to a path that leads to greater growth and blessing. If you encounter delays, see them as opportunities to develop patience and deeper faith. Be mindful, too, of the environment you nurture within your heart. Watch the thoughts you dwell upon. Are they thoughts of fear, condemnation, or hopelessness? Replace them with words of life from my scriptures. Let your mind meditate on my promises, like seeds planted in fertile soil. In due time, these seeds will bear fruit: peace, resilience, and unwavering hope in my goodness. When negative voices fill your mind, whether they come from your past, your surroundings, or the enemy, hold fast to the truth of who you are in me. You are not a failure, not beyond redemption, not worthless. You are my treasured possession, worthy of my love and my plans. I know your heart breaks over the brokenness in the world. You see violence, injustice, suffering, and you wonder where I am in the midst of it all. Rest assured, I am not indifferent to the cries of humanity. I invite you to be an instrument of my compassion. Do not be overwhelmed by the magnitude of global problems. Instead, focus on loving the people I place in your path, one at a time. Offer a helping hand, a listening ear, a word of kindness, or a prayer of intercession. When you sow seeds of grace, you become a channel of my love and a catalyst for transformation in the lives of others. The world's darkness cannot extinguish even the smallest flame of goodness ignited by genuine love. Some nights, I watch as you lie awake, consumed by regrets of the past. The memory of mistakes or missed opportunities replays in your mind, convincing you that you cannot escape the consequences of those errors. Yet I remind you that I am the one who can restore the years the locusts have eaten. I can bring forth a harvest from the parched soil of regret. If you would only come to me with a heart open to repentance, I will cleanse you and set your feet upon solid ground once more. Instead of being chained by guilt, you can use the lessons learned from your past to cultivate empathy for others. In my hands, your scars become an emblem of hope, proof that my grace triumphs over every failure. I also want to share with you the significance of rest. In a world that praises constant productivity, you often push yourself to exhaustion, fearing that pausing might make you unworthy or lazy. My child, I designed you not just for work, but also for sacred stillness in my presence. When you choose to rest, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, you acknowledge that I am the one sustaining your life. Rest invites my healing into your body, mind, and spirit. If you carry the world on your shoulders, you will only wear yourself down. But if you surrender the weight of responsibilities to me, you will find rest for your soul. In that rest, clarity emerges, and I can speak to your heart more distinctly. Consider how I provided manna for my people in the desert day by day, teaching them to depend on me for their daily bread. They could not hoard the manna, for it would spoil, and thus they had to trust each morning for my provision. So it is with you. You cannot live solely on yesterday's blessings or tomorrow's hopes. Walk with me today. Listen for my voice at this very hour. Seek my guidance for each moment, whether mundane or monumental. In doing so, you will discover a life that is not just sustained, but also enriched by my abiding presence. You might ask yourself how to nurture this deeper connection with me. Begin by quieting your heart. Set aside time to read my word, not out of obligation or guilt, but out of a genuine desire to understand my promises and my character. Pray honestly. Tell me your fears. Confess your mistakes. Rejoice in your blessings. Prayer need not be eloquent. It need only be sincere. In those moments, you will sense my Holy Spirit drawing near, illuminating truths you may have overlooked before. And do not forget worship. Let gratitude flow from your lips, praising me for who I am. Praise is a powerful weapon that breaks strongholds of doubt and despair. As you worship, your spirit aligns more closely with mine, and my peace will flood your being. There are days when your faith might feel weak, and you struggle to believe my promises still hold true for you. My child, even a flicker of faith can move mountains if placed in my hands. Cling to hope. When darkness tries to overshadow you, let my word be a lamp unto your feet. When despair tries to steal your joy, remember that I, the one who conquered the grave, am alive in you. My resurrection power is at work in your life, ready to transform every aspect of your existence that is bound by despair. Surrender your doubts, your insecurities, and your limitations to me, and watch as I use them to display my glory. I'm inviting you into a relationship, not a rigid set of rituals. I am not simply a distant deity, but your loving Father who desires closeness with you. If you find yourself drifting away, entangled in daily distractions, gently turn back to me. My arms remain open, regardless of how long you have wandered. I am the shepherd who searches for the lost sheep, the father who waits on the porch for the prodigal child's return. Our bond is not so fragile that one misstep can sever it. My commitment to you is everlasting. My beloved child, embrace this truth. Your identity is not defined by your trials, but by my love. Keep your eyes on me, for in my presence, fear dissolves. When you feel anxious about the future, remember that I hold the future in my hands. When you feel guilt, gnawing at your conscience, recall that I am the God of mercy and second chances. When you feel alone, let my spirit remind you that I am closer than your very breath. I am not an idea or a concept. I am the living God who crafted the galaxies and formed your heart with intention. You are mine, and nothing can change that. Look around you, the dawn of a new season is breaking. The shadows of your yesterdays are giving way to the dawn of tomorrow. You are on the threshold of breakthroughs, ready to witness my power in ways you have never experienced. Have I not promised to open doors no one can shut? Have I not assured you that my plans for you are good? Therefore, hold on to faith, for I am leading you through these uncertain times toward a horizon filled with my light. Even if the steps seem steep, know that each one is guided by my loving hand. I encourage you now to be patient, not only with others but also with yourself. Growth rarely happens overnight. A seed must germinate in darkness before pushing through the soil into the sunlight. In the same way, the transformations you crave in your heart and your life may require seasons of waiting, wrestling, and learning. But do not be dismayed by the process. Patience refines you, shapes you, and draws you into deeper intimacy with me. Trust that when the harvest comes, it will be far more bountiful than you could have ever achieved by your own efforts. Honor your body as well, for it is a vessel I have given you. Pay attention to what you consume, not just through food, but also through what you watch, listen to, and dwell upon. These things can either nourish your spirit or drain it. Seek out what is wholesome, what is pure, and what draws you nearer to my love. Surround yourself with those who point you back to me, who encourage you to walk in integrity and faith. In the same breath, extend kindness to those who have not yet discovered my grace. Show them the same compassion I have shown you. Do not fear the changes I am orchestrating around you, even if they break your comfort. Change is often the catalyst for growth. I am shifting people, opportunities, and circumstances in your life for a divine purpose that will become clearer in time. Just as a potter reshapes clay on the wheel, I am molding you into a stronger, more radiant reflection of my glory. Yield to my hands. Do not resist the gentle pressure that forms and refines you. Though the process might feel uncertain, the outcome will be remarkable. A heart more aligned with mine. A life more anchored in my purposes. And yes, I am still accelerating blessings around you. Your prayers, the ones you have repeated countless times, have not fallen on deaf ears. You may not see all the changes instantly, but trust that I have begun a new work in and around you. Rejoice, even in small victories. A closed door might be a blessing in disguise, sparing you from harm. A delay might be my loving way of perfecting you, preparing your heart for something far greater. My child, I ask you once more, will you trust me fully? Will you surrender the unanswered questions, the lingering doubts, and place them in my capable hands? I stand at the door of your heart, continuing to knock. If you hear my voice, open wide. Let me dwell in you with all my fullness. Let my peace flood your spirit, and my joy radiate through your countenance. Let my word illuminate the path ahead, giving you a sure footing as you traverse each season of life. I will never leave you nor forsake you, my dear one. You are my precious child, my treasured creation. As you take these words into your heart, may you feel a gentle stirring of hope. May the burdens you carry feel lighter, and may your soul find courage in the nearness of my presence. Look around you and see signs of my handiwork, the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a sunrise, the laughter shared in a moment of fellowship. I paint my love across the canvas of your everyday life. Let your eyes be open to notice and cherish each stroke. Never forget that I am your rock, your fortress, your shield in times of trouble. Even if the ground beneath you trembles, stand firm in the knowledge that you are rooted in my unchanging love. The storms may come, but they cannot uproot you when you cling to me. As long as you abide in my presence, you have all you need to overcome. My beloved child, this is my invitation to you. Draw nearer, rest in me, confess your worries, and receive my unshakable peace. These are not empty words, but a living, breathing promise that I will watch over you all the days of your life. Let your soul dance in the freedom that my spirit provides. Keep walking this road of faith, one step at a time, knowing I walk beside you. You have my heart, and I have yours. In that bond, nothing can separate us. My beloved child, I welcome you again into my arms of grace, where every burden can be laid down and every worry brought to the light. As you lean into this sacred space, know that I see the longings in your heart, those unspoken desires that you sometimes hesitate to put into words. I understand the questions that swirl in your mind. Where do I go from here? Can I truly find rest in the midst of this turmoil? Will my prayers ever be fully answered? My dear one, I ask you to rest in my presence, for my knowledge surpasses the limits of human understanding. I perceive not only your outward circumstances, but also the silent cries and hopes that have taken root in your soul. You may wonder why I continue asking you to place your trust in me. Child, I do this because I see your potential as clearly as I see your pain. I see how the trials you face could either shape you into a vessel of compassion or drive you into bitterness. I long to help you choose the former path, one of spiritual growth and renewed purpose. Even your deepest wounds can become channels of empathy toward others who suffer if you will entrust them to me. Believe me when I say that nothing is wasted in my hands. The tears you have cried, the lessons you have learned, and the heartache you have endured are all threads in the tapestry of your life. When woven together by my grace, they form a masterpiece of redemption, beauty, and wisdom. Yes, I know you also carry regrets. You sometimes lament the seasons you feel you squandered, the relationships you allowed to fracture, or the moments you spoke words you cannot take back. Let me remind you, I am the God of second chances and third chances, and infinite chances if you remain open to my correction. My mercy is not rationed like a scarce resource. It flows abundantly to all who seek it with humility. My love is not deterred by your mistakes, nor is my plan for your life canceled by your failures. When you sincerely come to me with a repentant spirit, you will find forgiveness that renews your heart and arms you with a fresh resolve to do better. Sometimes you may feel confused by the pace of change in your life. Either it arrives too slowly, or it barrels in too quickly, leaving you struggling to adjust. My beloved child, remember, I hold the times and seasons in my capable hands. I am neither early nor late. If there is a delay in the fulfillment of your prayers, it might be because I am cultivating a certain strength or virtue in you, patience, perseverance, or a deeper reliance on me. If blessings arrive swiftly, do not let them make you complacent or proud. Instead, see them as an opportunity to pour into others what you yourself have received. Trust that I orchestrate all things with perfect wisdom. I do not toy with your life. I only seek to guide you toward an outcome that brings you closer to my heart and to the abundant life I have envisioned for you. My child, let me speak to your fears. Perhaps you are afraid of what lies ahead, worried about finances, health, or the stability of your relationships. Fear can be paralyzing, robbing you of hope and clouding your judgment. But I remind you, do not fear. I am your shield and your fortress. In me, you will find safety. Fear often magnifies problems while faith looks beyond them to the one who can solve them. If you feel overwhelmed, lay each anxious thought at my feet. You do not have to face these worries alone. I am your ever-present help, waiting for you to hand over the burdens you were never meant to carry by yourself. Also, be mindful of the whispers of self-doubt that suggest you are too flawed for my blessings. The truth is, I delight in working through those who feel inadequate, for my strength is made perfect in human weakness. I chose humble shepherds, overlooked children, and fearful warriors throughout history to accomplish my grand purposes. Therefore, do not disqualify yourself based on what you see as limitations. Bring your humble heart, your surrender, your willingness to be molded by my word. You will discover that my power can accomplish wonders when you submit even the smallest ounce of faith to me. I see your heartfelt desire for unity within your home. Maybe you feel tension among family members, as though the peace you crave slips away when harsh words flare up. There is no family situation too tangled for my grace to unravel. It may take time, and it certainly requires consistent prayer, but I assure you that reconciliation is possible when hearts are softened by my spirit. Let go of the notion that everything depends on you alone. Extend forgiveness readily, apologize when you are wrong, and treat those around you with dignity and compassion. In so doing, You create an atmosphere in which my presence can flourish. Remember, a gentle answer can turn away wrath, and a moment of kindness can sow seeds of peace that bloom unexpectedly later. Sometimes, my beloved child, you hold on to pain because it has become familiar. The thought of release might feel scarier than the pain itself. You wonder, what if I let go of this hurt and open myself up, only to be wounded again? My heart aches at the heaviness you carry. Trust me when I say that in letting go, you free yourself to move forward into the blessings I have prepared for you. Unforgiveness and bitterness act like chains, binding you to old wounds. But I am a chain breaker. I come to set you free, to lift the weights from your shoulders, so you can walk unencumbered. Every day, bring your hurts and sorrows to me in prayer. Ask me to help you release them, and watch as my healing power slowly but surely mends your heart. I also want to caution you about distractions that pull you away from my presence. The noise of the world can be deafening, filling your mind with constant demands and unending comparisons. If you spend every moment scrolling through updates, worrying about the future, or trying to fill every pause with activity, you leave little room for my voice. I speak in moments of stillness, in the hush of reverent prayer, and in the pages of my word. Cherish quiet intervals in your day. Turn off the noise and invite me to speak. Then listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You will be amazed at the clarity and direction you gain when you cultivate these sacred pauses. I encourage you to celebrate small victories. Sometimes you wait for a grand breakthrough and overlook the gentle improvements and minor accomplishments that happen along the way. Did you wake up today feeling a bit more peaceful? Did you find the strength to show kindness to someone who usually irritates you? Did you hold your tongue in a moment of frustration? These are not insignificant events. They are signs of growth and transformations that I am guiding within you. Rejoice in them, for gratitude keeps you aware of my active role in your life. As you practice gratitude, you open the door for greater blessings to flow, because you train your heart to recognize every gift I pour out. My beloved child, let me remind you, I am shaping you for a greater purpose. Your life is not a random series of events. I have placed passions within you, unique talents, dreams, and burdens for particular causes. Pay attention to them. Often they are clues to the special assignment I have destined for you. If you have a passion for comforting the brokenhearted, ask me how you can be an instrument of compassion. If you feel drawn to teach, serve, or create, present these inclinations before me and ask for wisdom to develop them. When you operate within your God-given calling, you experience a deeper fulfillment than any worldly achievement could offer. Yet in following your calling, remember that humility is key. You do not walk this path for personal glory, but for the honor of the one who sends you. Stay rooted in my word, for it will guide your choices and keep pride from taking root. Pride can subtly slip in when you begin to witness success or receive praise. Guard your heart with the understanding that every gift and ability ultimately comes from me. Use them to serve and uplift others. When you do, you align yourself with my heart, because I value people above things, compassion above material wealth, and sincerity above hollow displays of religiosity. I also want to speak to those moments when you feel as though you have reached the end of your endurance. Perhaps you say, "Lord, I cannot keep going. The demands of life exceed the strength I have left." Remember, my child, that your limitations are not a surprise to me. I formed you, and I know your capacity. I also provided you with my spirit, the same power that raised my son from the dead. If I can breathe life into what was once lifeless, can I not also breathe renewed strength into you? When you stand at the brink of exhaustion, lift your eyes to me. Draw upon my limitless energy through prayer. Release the pressure you have placed on yourself. Learn the difference between perseverance and unnecessary striving. I will supply you with the stamina needed for each day, but I also call you to rest regularly in me, trusting that the world will not unravel if you pause to find restoration. Be attentive. I sometimes bring people into your life to be helpers, mentors, or companions for the journey. Do not let pride or fear of vulnerability keep you from receiving their support. Likewise, be open to how I might use you to bless others. A simple gesture, a phone call, a note of encouragement, a shared meal, can have profound effects in my kingdom. Even in your pain, you can lift someone else's spirit, and in so doing, you may discover the healing balm of selfless love. Life is meant to be a network of shared burdens, shared victories, and shared joys. You are part of a much larger story, one in which your piece of the puzzle is indispensable. I invite you again to pray. Pray not merely as a ritual, but as a lifeline. Begin your day with me, offering your plans and concerns, and then remain watchful throughout the day for how I respond. Sometimes, my answers come through gentle nudges in your spirit. Other times, they may arrive through the words of another person, or a circumstance you did not expect. When you end your day, bring your gratitude, your confusion, and even your disappointments to me. Let my presence envelop you like a warm blanket that shields you from the cold winds of worry. As you continue listening, my child, recall the times in the past when I made a way for you. Let your memory of my faithfulness in former days fuel your hope for the challenges you face now. I have been consistent in my love for you, from the moment you first trusted me until this present hour. If you doubt, look at my word, where my promises remain steadfast through every generation. Remind yourself that I am unchanging in my character. I still break chains of addiction, still heal broken families, still restore shattered dreams, and still comfort the grieving heart. You may feel the stir of impatience, especially when you see others moving forward while you feel stalled. Do not be deceived by comparisons. Your timeline is unique. I have not forgotten you, nor have I sidetracked you needlessly. Some journeys require more preparation. Certain dreams might need deeper, more solid roots before they can blossom without collapsing. Trust my process. It is not my desire to merely give you fleeting success. I want to establish you on a foundation that endures. And rest assured, no matter how slow or winding your path may seem, my grace is sufficient for each step. In those moments when you feel completely unseen and unappreciated, remember that I see you. I recognize your diligent efforts, your hidden sacrifices, the times you chose love over bitterness, and the times you maintained faith when you could have succumbed to despair. You are never lost in the crowd. I know your name intimately, and I hold you in my heart. Even if the world never applauds your faithfulness, your reward in my kingdom is secure. I weigh the intentions and the purity of your heart, not merely the outward results. My beloved child, I welcome you once again into the sanctuary of my presence. Draw near and allow yourself to rest from all that troubles you. I see the questions forming in your mind, deep, persistent worries about the future, the safety of your loved ones, and the condition of your heart. I hear the silent pleas you whisper into the night, wondering if anyone truly understands the battles you face. Know this: I see every tear, I feel every tremor of your spirit, and I care deeply for your well-being. Your hurts are not invisible to me, nor are your joys ever overlooked. I stand ready to embrace you in my unfailing love. I realize that the weight of responsibilities in your life can sometimes feel overwhelming. Perhaps you are struggling to provide for your family, to maintain harmony under your roof, or to preserve hope when everything around you seems unsteady. My beloved, you were never intended to carry these burdens on your own. Day by day, moment by moment, I invite you to hand each concern over to me. Place your anxieties, your dreams, and your uncertainties at my feet. It is not a sign of weakness to ask for my help. It is the essence of true faith. When you surrender, you make room for miracles, for transformations that go beyond human capability. My child, I know that the voices around you can be harsh, at times even condemning. Friends, colleagues, or even family members may misunderstand your motives or criticize your choices. You might feel tempted to conform to their expectations, to change who you are for the sake of acceptance. But I call you to a higher identity, an identity rooted in my eternal truth. You are not defined by fleeting opinions or changing trends. You are defined by my love, which sets you apart as precious in my sight. Trust that I know you intimately, that your heart is transparent before me, and that I delight in every sincere effort you make to honor me with your life. There will be moments when you doubt your own worthiness, questioning if you deserve my blessings. In these moments, remember that my grace is not earned by merit but bestowed freely out of boundless love. Your past mistakes, your current struggles, and your fears about tomorrow do not disqualify you from my favor. I am the God who chooses the humble, who exalts the contrite of heart, and who fills empty vessels to overflowing. Let this truth sink into your spirit. My eyes behold you with compassion, and my desire is to restore you, to uplift you, and to work miracles in your life. Yet I understand how fragile hope can feel when troubles multiply. You may look around at the chaos and see only barriers instead of possibilities. Hear my voice whispering in the recesses of your heart. I am greater than any challenge you face. I, the creator of the universe, hold every solution. Just as I guided my people through the desert with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, I will guide you through the trials you encounter. When confusion surrounds you, my word becomes a lamp unto your feet. When despair whispers that all is lost, my spirit will reignite the flame of hope. Trust me enough to keep moving forward, even when you cannot see the outcome. Some of your prayers may still feel unanswered, lingering in the silence, prompting you to wonder if I truly hear. My beloved, be assured that I am attentive to every plea. Sometimes the answer is wait, because my timing is perfect, and I see the tapestry from beginning to end. Sometimes the answer is different from what you expect, as my wisdom surpasses your understanding. I may allow certain doors to close so that a better one can open. I invite you to hold on to faith in the in-between, knowing that my delays are not denials. While you wait, your character is refined, your patience is strengthened, and your reliance on me grows more profound. In your seasons of loneliness, when it seems you stand alone with your convictions, I want you to remember that I am with you. When the world's noise fades and you feel isolated, that is often where you can hear my voice most clearly. Seek me in the quiet. Whether you find yourself praying in the early morning or pondering truth late at night, I am there. In the stillness, I can minister to your soul. Let your tears flow if you must, for tears are a language of the heart that I understand perfectly. In those private moments, I pour out my comfort, cleansing your spirit of burdens you've carried for too long. My child, consider the example of a gardener who prunes the branches of a vine. Though the pruning may look harsh, it ultimately leads to greater fruitfulness. In the same way, the corrections and challenges you face are not meant to break you, but to refine you. When you sense me pointing out an attitude or behavior that hinders you, do not resist. Surrender to the pruning, knowing that I discipline the ones I love. Allow the blade of truth to remove whatever is unhealthy in your heart: bitterness, envy, pride, or resentment. This may be uncomfortable, but on the other side of pruning lies a life brimming with vitality and spiritual abundance. Keep your heart vigilant against discouragement. Doubt may try to slip in through subtle thoughts. I am too old, too young, too inexperienced, too broken. But look at what I have done with willing souls throughout history. I chose people of every age and background to accomplish my purposes, demonstrating that your limitations cannot stand in the way of my power. Your trust in my word, your obedience to my promptings, and your willingness to say yes when I call. That is what I value most. Remember, the miracle is never about the greatness of a human vessel, but about the greatness of the one who fills it. I also urge you to stay connected with others who share your faith. Seek fellowship with those who encourage you to grow spiritually, who remind you of my promises, and who pray for you. No one is meant to journey alone. In the company of believers, you will find strength, accountability, and mutual edification. Lean on one another, intercede for each other's needs, and celebrate victories together. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am in the midst. Let this truth inspire you to cultivate relationships that inspire your faith and challenge you to walk uprightly. In the midst of your labors, your work, your responsibilities, take time to celebrate small blessings. I see how diligently you apply yourself in your job or your studies, how devotedly you care for your children or your elders, how faithfully you serve in your community or place of worship. Do not overlook the glimpses of my grace that break through each day, the provision of food on your table, the laughter shared with loved ones, the unexpected kindness from a stranger. These moments are like petals forming a fragrant bouquet of my goodness in your life. Stop to smell the roses, metaphorically, and give thanks. In gratitude, you create space for even greater blessings to flow. Be cautious, my beloved child, not to let anger or unresolved conflict fester within you. Anger can become a poison, corroding your joy and dampening the love I pour into your heart. When others wrong you, respond with the grace you have received from me. Forgive, even when it is painful or feels undeserved. Forgiveness is an act of spiritual strength, not weakness. It breaks the chain that binds you to the one who hurt you and frees you to move forward unencumbered. If reconciliation is possible, pursue it with courage. If it is not, then release the situation into my hands, trusting that I will bring about justice in due time. Know, too, that I empathize with your seasons of grief. Sometimes loss can leave you feeling shattered, as though part of you has been torn away. In those moments, I invite you to cling to me with every fiber of your being. I am near to the brokenhearted, a gentle healer who applies a soothing balm to your emotional wounds. Even when you cannot comprehend why certain tragedies occur, let me assure you that I am ever present, capturing each tear in my bottle. Over time, your pain will become a wellspring of compassion, enabling you to comfort others with the comfort you have received. Nothing you endure is without meaning in my redemptive plan. At times, you might feel as if the blessings you read about in Scripture are meant for others, more spiritual people, those you presume are holier or more worthy. Dismiss such thoughts. My child, each promise in my word is available to you. The same power that parted the Red Sea, healed the blind, and resurrected the dead is at work in the hearts of those who believe. Begin to speak. My promises over your life declare that you are more than a conqueror, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and that my grace is sufficient for your every weakness. Words of faith grounded in my truth can shift atmospheres and break strongholds. I want to remind you to guard your thoughts. The mind is a battlefield, and the adversary often sows seeds of doubt, fear, and condemnation. When such thoughts arise, counter them with my word. Speak aloud if you must. I renounce fear, for God has given me a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Replace every lie with my unwavering truth. Over time, this practice will reorient your internal dialogue, planting peace where anxiety once thrived. Indeed, the transformation of your mind is key to living the abundant life I promised. When you feel restless, as though you have outgrown your current season, seek my face for direction. Sometimes I stir up a holy discontent to nudge you toward new horizons, be it a new mission field, a creative endeavor, or a deeper level of spiritual discipline. Discern carefully through prayer, wise counsel, and the confirmation of my word. Do not be hasty, but also do not be afraid to step out in faith when you sense my leading. I am the one who opens doors that no one can shut. If I lead you somewhere, I will equip you. If I call you to a task, I will provide the resources and strength you need to fulfill it. Trust that my guidance is sure, even if it defies your logic or the expectations of those around you. My beloved child, let us speak of your heart's deepest calling, worship. True worship is not limited to songs on a Sunday or moments of inspired prayer. It is a posture of the heart, a continual acknowledgement of my sovereignty in every aspect of your life. When you do your work with excellence, you worship me by honoring the talents I gave you. When you show kindness to the overlooked, you worship me by mirroring my love. When you keep your promises and maintain integrity, you worship me by reflecting my faithfulness. Live each day as an offering laid on the altar, and discover the joy that comes from a life aligned with my purpose. At times, life may push you to the brink, and you find yourself tempted to give up. You might feel that your prayers yield no tangible results, that your efforts are met with failure, or that your patience has been tested beyond its limits. Remember, child, that many of my greatest warriors reached the end of their human strength before witnessing breakthroughs. Do not let the enemy convince you that your story is over. Sometimes, your darkest hour precedes the brightest dawn. In that darkest hour, look up, for I, your Redeemer, shine all the more gloriously against the backdrop of despair. I excel at breathing life into what appears hopeless. My heart is set on blessing you with peace and wholeness. I desire you to know the serenity that transcends understanding, the kind that is not dependent on external circumstances, but rooted in a relationship with me. Let the knowledge of my constant presence calm your racing thoughts. Speak my name when fear rattles your soul. Jesus, the name above every name. In that name, demons flee, storms subside, and hope arises. In my name you find forgiveness for every sin, healing for every wound, and the promise of eternal fellowship with me. Even now, my child, I am touching the corners of your heart that feel numb or neglected. Receive my spirit like a refreshing rain falling upon parched ground. If you have felt dry and distant, open your heart wide, for I long to saturate you with my life-giving presence. Breathe in the fragrance of my mercy. Let it wash away the residue of shame, and allow my love to infuse you with courage to face another day. Let yourself be renewed here, in the quiet intimacy of our conversation. Though I speak with authority, never doubt my tenderness. I, who fashioned the galaxies, am also the one who stands close enough to wipe the tears from your eyes. My majesty does not preclude my compassion. I reign over the highest heavens, yet I lean in to hear every whisper of your soul. You are not an afterthought. You are my cherished child. Your vulnerabilities, your strengths, and your aspirations matter to me. Whenever the world fails to see your true value, remember that I see it clearly. I see your resilience, your hidden acts of kindness, your struggles to stand firm in a culture that often opposes my principles. And so I exhort you, keep pressing forward in faith. Keep your heart tethered to my promises, and never doubt my ability to achieve the impossible on your behalf. Do not let adversity steal your praise. In the very moment when trials rage the fiercest, let your worship rise to the throne of heaven. Worship is your weapon. It disarms the enemy and reorients your perspective toward my eternal victory. When you worship, your spirit ascends above your present difficulties, connecting with the timeless reality of my sovereignty. In that space, your burdens lighten and your courage is renewed. Carry these words with you as a lamp in the dark, as a compass when you feel lost. Revisit them often, letting them remind you of my heart for you. A heart that loves without end, forgives without hesitation, and provides without fail. Should you stumble, stand again, supported by my grace. Should you celebrate, invite me into your rejoicing, giving glory to the one who made all things possible. Whether in tears or in laughter, in confusion or in clarity, cling to the knowledge that I, your heavenly Father, am always at your side. My beloved child, you have journeyed far. Still there is more to discover, more to receive, more to become in my presence. This chapter of your life is only a part of a grander story that I am writing with my own hand. If you allow me, I will continue to pen beauty from ashes, drawing you into deeper communion and guiding you into ever-growing faith. Will you trust me for the chapters yet unwritten? The pen is in my hand, and I will write a narrative of redemption beyond your greatest dreams. So I ask you, remain open, keep listening, keep praying, keep hoping, Keep loving those around you with the love I first showed you. And above all, keep believing in the wonders I can accomplish in a heart fully surrendered. I promise I will not fail you, nor forsake you. My love for you is steadfast and eternal. Amen.